So today we're going to work on some stretches for the neck to help release tension in the front of the neck and around the jaw. So we're going to start off by just dropping the head to the left or to the right. And you want to just make sure you're holding it there. Let's do at least 30 seconds. So feeling your neck stretch from your earlobe down to the top of your shoulder. And you also can, if you want to add a little bit to the stretch without it feeling too much tension, you can take your hand and let's actually start here. We're going to bring it to the top of the head and just lightly, you're not even pulling, you're just feeling the weight of your hand. And then the opposite arm is going to come right down to the shoulder. Just inhaling and exhaling, and then we're going to bring it back to center. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Drop your head over to the opposite shoulder. And then if you wish for a little bit of extra resistance, you can take one here and hand to the top of the head, and then one hand to the shoulder. And then come all the way up out of it. Now we're going to come into a bind. So draw your right arm up, and then we're going to take the left arm and thread the elbows together. So you're trying to get the arms as close together as possible, and we're going to come into a bind. Now you might find that initially you have some space between your arms, so we're trying to work out that space between the arms here. So you're squeezing from the elbow all the way up to the fingertips. Drop your shoulders and lift the elbows up just a little bit higher. So what this creates is a little bit of resistance in the back of the shoulder blades, creates space between the shoulder blades, and then we'll just release that bind, coming over to the other side. Take your opposite arm up and thread the arm. So squeezing your arms together strongly, feeling from the elbows to the wrist. Now let's just take a nice big inhale through the nose and exhale it out. And then we're going to release the arms. And I like to just bring the arms back to open up the chest. And we're going to come into one more today. So let's go ahead and come into a hands and knees position. Okay, so I'm just going to move it back. So you want to spread the fingers, press the palms of your hands into the mat. We're going to take the right arm and go ahead and reach it up towards the ceiling. So lift your eyes towards your fingertips, and then take that arm and thread all the way down. So this is called thread the needle in yoga. You're going to release your head and shoulder down to the mat. So you're leaning into that left shoulder. If you want more of a stretch, you can take your opposite arm up. And then release it back down. Let's come back onto all fours and take a moment here, maybe a little cat and cow stretch. And then we'll move on to the other side. So we'll take the left arm, reach it up, look up towards your hand, spread your fingers, and send that arm all the way through. So releasing your weight into that right or left shoulder. Extend the opposite arm for a little bit of an extra stretch. And then come back onto your hands and your knees. And again, a couple more cat and cows. And this time exaggerating it, making sure you're holding onto your core strength. So scoop the abs. And then open up the throat by looking up towards